Hey everybody, welcome to the Creativity Cave. Check out this adorable card. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, but if the white runs out, I'll drink red. I don't even like red wine, but I love this card. So isn't this adorable? It's so easy to do, and I just love how it turned out. So let me show you how I made this. First of all, pardon me, I just turned around to get my stamps. I am using the half full stamp set. This is in the holiday catalog and it is so cute. This is actually the stamp set that my friend Linda created because she is a $1 million achiever with Stampin' Up, and I'm getting there. Still got a little ways to go, but it won't be too much longer. I'm very excited. I've been thinking about my stamp set already, so I can't wait. Okay, so if you couldn't tell from what I was saying, obviously when you sell $1 million with Stampin' Up, you get a special trip to the home office and you get to design a stamp set. So it's very exciting. Okay, so one of the things that I did with this is I used our new Stampin' Blends markers. If you haven't seen them, they're amazing. They come in individual markers or in combo packs with the two colors. So for instance, this is the Old Olive combo pack with the darker and lighter version. I'm going to use that combined with the Cherry Cobbler combo pack. So what I want to start out with is I'm going to stamp my sentiment and my little holly with Memento ink. This is the type of ink that you want to use when working with these Stampin' Blends. So I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, and then we'll add our cute little holly right on top of that. I'll use my 2-inch circle punch to punch that out like so. Okay, and then I'm also going to stamp the inside of my card. I'll open that back up so you can remember how that one went. So I've got a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of cardstock already pre-cut for that. So then I'm going to stamp, but if the white runs out, I'll drink red. Which, I mean, that's good advice, especially with Thanksgiving coming up. And then I'll do my wine glass right over the top. It's a little crooked, but maybe that's kind of fitting. And then finally, I will stamp Merry Christmas. Well, actually, I shouldn't say finally. I will also stamp Merry Christmas, and then finally, I'll stamp a couple of my holly images as well. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside and let it dry really well. Cover this back up, and then let's finish up the front of our card, which is really easy. First of all, I'm going to fold my Pear Pizzazz card base in half, so that's nice and easy. And then I will take and use one of my favorite punches. If you watch very many of my videos, you know I use this punch all the time. I'm going to punch my Starburst punch with some silver glimmer paper. Doesn't this just look pretty? So happy. All right, so there is a starburst circle. Now what's awesome is that combines perfectly with the 2-inch circle that we used. So you can see, you just get a cute little peek of that glimmer, which is perfect because you don't want to like blind your card recipient, right? Okay, next I'm going to take some of my cherry double-stitched ribbon and I'm going to create this little zigzag business. Now, if you've noticed, that's been really popular in card making lately, and I think the reason why is because it will fit through the post office, their kind of hardcore standards for what is and is not too thick. So what I like to do is I put that little fast fuse down, and that kind of just tacks my ribbon in place. And the nice part about it is if I need to adjust it, you can pull the ribbon up from your fast fuse, but it holds it in place while you position everything, get it right where you want it, and then I'm just going to trim that ribbon off, and that gives me a nice flat touch of ribbon so that I can still mail my card, but it adds a cute little pizzazz of this ribbon, which I just love. Okay, I'm also going to take and pop this up on top of that ribbon, so I'll just put a dimensional right up here and right down here. And then we'll pop this right over the top. Can I tell you about these dimensional backings? Do you guys ever find these in, like, how do you say, interesting places? Well, today I found one of these in my refrigerator. Okay, so like, I don't know about you, but like probably one of my least favorite tasks in all humanity is cleaning out my refrigerator. Like, you know, when your kids spill something in there and then it dries up and gets crusty and gross depending on what it is. Well, I wanted to do that because my mother-in-law is coming. And so I thought I'd better get that cleaned out. So I cleaned it out, and there was actually one of these in the refrigerator in the way back, and it was stuck to whatever crusty mess I was cleaning up. And I just kind of had to sit there and laugh about that because that's really kind of pretty funny, isn't it? Okay, so let's get back to our coloring. The coloring with Stampin' Blends is a piece of cake, which I love. So I'm going to take, I'll take my lighter marker, and I'm going to color in my 3 berries. We'll close that up, and then I'm going to do on the top of each leaf, holly leaf, I'm going to do the lighter color of Old Olive, and then I'm using a real light touch, and then on the bottom side I'm going to do the darker color. And the idea is that my light source is coming, you know, from here, so it'd be lighter on that side, darker on that side, you know, same thing, lighter on the top and darker on the bottom. And I've now taught you everything I know about shading. Well, maybe not really. But there we go. I'm going to put a fair amount of adhesive on the back of this so it will stick famously to all of this fabulous glitter on here. And there is the front of our card all done. Now let's do the inside because it's really easy. We're going to do the same thing on here. Color light on top, dark on the bottom. And again, I do use a real light touch. I'm not smashing my tip of my marker onto my cardstock, and I'm careful to not let the color bleed out beyond my lines because I want it to be nice and neat. All right, and then I also am going to do my berries. Now, if you would like to learn more about these Stampin' Blends, I have a fabulous online class that teaches you all kinds of tips and tricks for getting great results with these markers. There's a link in the description of this video to my blog post, as well as to register for that online class. There are several versions of the class, too, that some come with the blend, some just come with the class. So it's a great opportunity to learn. Now, here's where those markers really shine. I am going to color my glass, and I'm going to get some nice color variation with these blends. So I've now colored the darker winey color, right? That's what color wine is that darker red. And then I'm going to use my lighter red, and I'm going to go right over the top. And what happens with blends, and this is what makes them so unique, is the alcohol-based markers will blend rather than give you big lines. And then look at the shading. Isn't that beautiful? And it's seamless. So pretty. Now I can take it one step further, and you can see there's kind of this little line on here. I'm going to take my color lifter, and I'm just going to lift up a little color along that edge. Now it takes just a second for that color lifter to kind of show up, but then as it dries, do you see I got a little lighter line right there? It's a subtle thing, but it's just kind of a nice little trick. Now, if you really want to see the difference between Stampin' Blends and regular markers, I have, if I can find it, I have done this on a scrap. So this is the lighter and darker of the Stampin' Blends that I just showed you. This is Real Red and Cherry Cobbler, kind of the equivalent of these markers in our regular Stampin' Up! Water-based markers. Okay, so I took these 2 markers and I got this look. You can see all those lines from coloring, the brush stroke lines, and then there's just no blending. It is one color and then the other color. here you can see, you cannot see the brush stroke lines that I made. And then there's a nice blend of color across the two. So there's no like line like there is here. So that is the big difference with these markers. So I really love how awesome the results are. Okay, now to wrap this up, because this is a really simple card. I've been jammering on all about these markers, but oh, I'm in love with them. They're so awesome. All that I need to do is adhere this to the inside of my card and I'm done. This is such a sweet, fun card to send to your girlfriends. This would make a great gift if you made up a set of these cards to give to somebody at a holiday party. So I think it's just a really easy way to stamp some fun cards and share them with your friends. If there's any products that you need to purchase, please order them through my online store. You can see the link in the description of my video, and it will give you all the details on ordering. Of course, I always appreciate your business, and whenever you order through the Creativity Cave, you become a VIP Rewards members. There's awesome, awesome perks, so you don't want to miss that. Thanks so much for stamping with me today, guys. We'll see you again soon. Bye!